We'll get right. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
If you want, comment in the Facebook Live, and we could read your question. And
all right,
if that's another option too.
Absolutely. Thank you. No, I never said that, so I appreciate that. Okay. Do we have a new co-host for the Oclock Shadow? I don't know, but anyway, so FBI urges no charges against Secretary of State or former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Mm.
So FBI Director James Comey Tuesday said that he would not recommend charges against Hillary Clinton over her use of private email servers while Secretary of State, removing a huge shadow hovering over her presidential campaign. But Comey administered an extraordinary tongue lashing to Clinton and her aides, rebuking them. They went biblical on this. They said rebuking. Like, for some reason, whenever I hear the word rebuke, like, my head gets...
Yeah.
I don't have a neck.
You
so
think
my head
the
goes down my
clouds are gonna
shoulders.
open
Yeah,
up.
it's like, yeah, you've been rebuked. Like, so rebuking them for being extremely careless in the handling of classified information and saying the presumptive Democratic nominee should have known unclassified email system was no place to conduct sensitive government business. What do you think about that?
I think that I think in no way would anyone else be let off the hook.
Right.
Like, there's a responsibility when you're in that type of authority to understand and know about everything that you can do and can't do. You should and you shouldn't do. And you obviously know that you shouldn't be playing around like that.
So let's get to the numbers then. 30,000 emails. That's a lot of emails. But, I pretty much get that much too. My wife, she gets a lot more than me because, you know what, she's one of them people that
spam.
are like, hey, give us your name, social security number, and we'll send you 2 Band-Aids. She's like, ooh, Band-Aids, it's a sale. And then she gives it, and then now all of a sudden everybody's texting her.
So my wife's a little younger than me, and she has an email. I have 2 emails. One that I like and one that I don't like. And now I use one for spam and one not for spam. But anyways, people do that now. Like kids, they have a junk email that they give places. And I never learned that because,
Right. So I have a paranoid friend. And for the sake of me not getting him angry at me, I'm just going to call him Captain Paranoid.
Yeah.
Captain Paranoid, right? He has an email, and he's the one that made me think of it. And he said, my email is, you're not going to get my info at gmail.com. So I was like, man, why didn't I ever think about that? Because, sometimes I'm so lazy. I just be sitting on the computer, and I just like, all right, give me my email address, and I'll make sure to try to get it to start going straight to the junk folder.
Yeah.
But anyways, Hillary, 30,000 emails the FBI went through. And I know that there was some more than that she had already deleted that they couldn't retrieve. So 30,000 emails they went through, and take a guess at how many of those were not or should not have been sent. Out of the 30,000, wild guess.
20,000.
Nope, a lot less than that.
Really?
Yeah. So Comey, I think I'm saying his name right, said of the 30,000 emails that Clinton's team turned over to the State Department, 110 emails and 52 email chains were determined to have contained classified information at the time they were sent or received. Comey said 8 of those chains contained information considered to be top secret. I mean, you should not. Secret. I mean, you're Yahooing top secret information. Like, that's Illuminati stuff. So it's insane that she gets away with that. But she doesn't get away with it because you know why? This has cost her, if Donald Trump plays his cards right, the election.
This is where I need you to explain this.
Okay. So you think, oh wow, they're not going to press charges, hooray, right? He said, and I quote, "No one should be above the law, but based upon the director's own statement, it appears damage is being done to the rule of law, declining to prosecute secretary for recklessly mishandling and transmitting national security information will set a terrible precedent. Another thing that he said, and I've already said this, but I want to repeat it, is he said the way she was handling the emails were extremely careless. Do you know how easy it is for me if I was running against Hillary Clinton? That gives me like the whole campaign. She is extremely careless with government business. How on earth would you put her as commander-in-chief of the country?
Yeah.
You're gonna make her the leader of the free world, and she mishandles in her job top secret information.
Yeah.
Or on Yahoo.
In no other workplace that happens.
Right.
You mishandle something and you're fired.
Look, imagine if I was working for KFC and I gave away the top secret to their chicken. My life would be, I would be fired. They would sue me every over. Yeah. And so even though that she's not being charged, Donald Trump has his campaign. He has a direct criticism of her. She can say, "Oh, I'm seasoned now. I have experience." He can say, that negates all of that. I don't care about your experience. You mishandled top secret information. You got people killed as a result of it. There's no way you can tell me you'll beat me. And the second reason, and I don't know if anybody's thought about this, the second reason why this is great for Donald Trump is because if Hillary would have gotten indicted, you know who she would have had? Joe Biden. Joe Biden would have taken her place as the Democratic nominee. Mm-hmm. And there's no way Donald Trump is beating Joe Biden. No way. It's impossible for him to beat Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, he makes too much of a mess with his mouth. He's too careless and reckless with what he what he says. So I don't even hate like Donald Trump's an idiot to me, but I don't really hate him. If he just changed a couple of words, like if he would have just said "just make America great" and not "make America great again," because sensitive people, they look back in time and they're like, "Listen, man, I don't know when you're talking about it was great." Right. But if he would have said "let's make America great" and just stopped right there, everybody would have gotten on board with it. Everybody, gays, leftists, liberals, conservatives, everybody would have been jumped in on it, and it would have been, cool, right?
Yeah.
So, but if Joe Biden, who was just running, and President Obama's popularity,
Yes, I am. How you doing?
I am good, caller. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh my goodness! I said A-Stacks, A-Train, and I didn't even say Pastor. Please forgive me.
That's fine.
No, that's not fine. You gotta listen. I gotta put some respect on your name. So, Pastor Adrian is here. Go ahead, caller. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just had a couple of things to say. It was obvious that I was hoping that they would do something against her, at least one charge. But what happened when you see she's on Air Force One with the president, and he's campaigning with her and for her, and you have the person who's supposed to be investigating her, DOJ, the Department of Justice, ahead of it, on Air Force One with them. I mean, I don't know how much money it's costing the taxpayers for this little ride, but we knew then that something was up, and your numbers are just slightly off. Out of the 30,000 emails, 110 were classified, just like you said. 8 of them top secret, highly classified.
Right.
36 was considered secret and info, and 8 was considered confidential.
Top secret, yes.
2,000 of them was upgraded to classified, but at the time she had them,
Right.
they were. And they're doing any and everything to get this woman out. She still haven't lived down letting those 3 men die.
Yep.
She still haven't lived that down. And she was in charge of that.
Well, she did beat Bernie Sanders with all of that stuff.
With a little, how can we trust her?
Caller, if she would have been indicted, There would have been a rally behind her. Everybody would have said it was a conservative witch hunt to take her down because they knew she was going to be the next president because they have no choice because Donald Trump is going to self-implode. If she would have been indicted, it would have been much worse for Donald Trump than it is. And that's the third reason. Because a lot of... Right, but it's going to be either... But unfortunately, it's going to be either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. You really just... Yeah, and that's another thing, too. A lot of people are happy about, like, oh, you know, well, when Bill Clinton was president, that wasn't bad. Bill Clinton was horrible. I don't know how anyone, especially black people, would defend Bill Clinton. He was a horrible president. And you know what? Truth be told, Barack Obama ain't do his job neither. I said it. All right, thank you for the call, caller. Nope. Let me see. No, should I? Okay. James Comey is a former U.S. attorney, yet he exhibited an astonished ignorance of the law. He laid out a case of gross negligence constituting a crime, defined it with words, extremely careless, and then promptly proceeded to ignore the law. Applaud James Comey. Do you think she should have? Do you wish she would have gotten indicted?
She broke the law. Any person, if I broke the law, and I'm driving down the street, and a cop stopped me, I'm end up in handcuffs. I'm going to jail.
Okay, right.
You know, I'm in front of a judge answering questions, and I think that should have at least happened.
Really? Okay.
She should at least be confronted for what she did. It's against the law.
Well, it's going to cost her the presidency.
Hopefully.
Donald Trump right now. So a couple weeks ago, I was literally on the 5 O'Clock Shadow every Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. on massappealradio.com and also TuneIn Radio. I was saying basically that only way Hillary is going to win is if Donald says something really extremely ridiculous. And he has, which is why it was almost a lock that Hillary was going to win until today.
Yeah.
Now she's not winning. And you know what Donald Trump did over the weekend? Did you hear about the 6-pointed star, the red star, after accusing Hillary with all kinds of dollars on it? It was a photo that started from a racist website, like a white supremacy website. Okay. And it had instead of taking the Star David, he made it red, and it was and everybody's saying it was anti-Semitic. Yeah. So Donald Trump is in hot water, but it's nothing compared to what Hillary's going through right now.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that when we come back on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 O'Clock Shadow. If you're not familiar, please get familiar.
The thing that